हेलो एंड वेलकम टू द डायरेक्ट हिट एंड द फिफ्थ अंपायर एंड आज हम जिस टीम की बात करने जा रहे हैं दे आर फेयरली डेब्यूटेंट्स फ्रॉम एशिया एंड दे हैव मेड इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम टू द एशिया कप। मेरे कपड़ों से आप एक बार गेस लगाइए किस टीम की बात कर रहे हैं हम। 2 मिनट देता हूँ, कमेंट सेक्शन में टाइप करके बता सकते हैं। चलिए मैं ही बता देता हूँ, इट्स नेपाल एंड दे हैव मेड इट टू देयर फर्स्ट एवर एशिया कप। Just to be fair, we have researched a bit on this team and we don't know a lot about a lot of players in the team, but we have searched a bit and looks like a promising team. They're playing against two Asian giants in India and Pakistan. It will be a lifetime experience for these youngsters. Some players like Sandeep Lamechane, Podell, the captain, and Casey Karan, who impressed in the qualifiers for sure. I mean, and these are the players to look forward to. Pritam, young side, a lot of unknown commodities. How do you see them going this Asia Cup?
Correct, and that's what you started off by saying that this team will have a lot of learnings because they're in Group A and they will face the mighty two giants of India and Pakistan. Some of them are a big fan of King Kohli, so they will be able to meet their idols as well. But coming on to their team, some of them are vast experience, as you said about KC Karan, the Sheikh brothers. Not to take away the Sheikh brothers, they're really vast experience. So the experienced guys, along with Sandeep Lamichhane, a player out of that squad. We only know about him being the famous guy because he has played domestic leagues various ways. So these guys has to step up for their country in order to at least fight for their country. You may never know, at the very day they can definitely surprise anyone. So let's hope for the best. Let's see what they bring to the teams. But they I think they at Asian conditions they will love to play because it's better to play in Asian conditions. It's slow, it's a slow wicket. They love to play in those conditions. So let's hope for the best, and let's see what Nepal brings in the Asia Cup this time.
Yeah, and it'll be an exciting experience for us also to watch them live playing and get to know more about the team. And talking about knowing the team, we are inviting someone, our today's guest, who knows a thing or two about this Nepali side, has been following them for a long time. We have Mervin. And hello, Mervin. I hope you can hear us. And how do you see this Nepali side going in this
Yep.
Asia Cup?
Yes, he can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for inviting Aryan and Preetham. So yeah, it's a great opportunity, as you said, for the Nepali team. First time ever in the Asia Cup. Good to see that right from 2018 till now, the amount of cricket that they got opportunity to play at the international level, average 3 games, 4 games, 3 games, 4 games har saal. But since 2022 and 2023, these 2 years, they have played a lot of cricket, average of 14, 14, 15, 15 ODI games in a year. So that's a good exposure. And this definitely is the biggest stage for them so far. So hopefully they don't become what team like Hong Kong did in the Asia Cup. Hong Kong played in 2018, then they disappeared from the international stage. That's not what we want Nepal to do. Nepal has gradually risen to the ranks. This tournament should be an exposure to them, and this should be a platform for them for further more international exposure, further more interactions with top class stars.
Correct, and that's where I agree with you because they, as I said before, you came into this show that they will love Asian conditions. And good point you mentioned about Hong Kong is that Hong Kong disappeared. We don't want this side because, as I said before, we know somebody of these players, and I'll come to you as you have a lot of knowledge about that. I want to learn. I hope Aryan also wants to learn about these players. We'll come to the famous player Sandeep Lamichan at the end. I want to know a lot about what the captain Rohit Padal brings to the side. What do you think is going to be his experience as well as his contribution in this Nepal side in terms of bat, ball, and field against the big guns?
So Podell has a very so firstly he's highly experienced, has played majority of the games that Nepal has played. Firstly, secondly, the for me the very important position that he holds is that he bats at number four. At number four, if the early wickets fall, he can steady the ship. And even if he has to come in late, he can kind of anchor the innings. This is a 50 over format. when he would come at any stage, middle stage, end, whichever stage that he would come against the Indian and the Pakistani attacks that they will play, I think he can kind of shepherd the innings and guide the innings bilkul in the right direction, looking at what situation is there. So with that experience and with that batting position of number 4, I think he plays a huge role to play. Plus he has, as you can rightly put on the slide here, they've got a huge storage of all rounders. One name that I would want to bring out here is Kushal Malla, the name number 3 on your list. This
Okay.
guy has been experimented a lot in terms of batting order. Whatever cricket that Nepal has played so far, they've batted him at number 3, number 6, number 7. He's played in all sorts of positions, and in every single position, he's done quite well. He's a left arm spinner as well as a left handed batter. So he adds that left right combination to them, plus bowls overs in the middle over. So he gives that fantastic balance among the rest of the balance that is there. So among all the all-rounder package, I think I would really want to look out for Kushal Malla from an all-rounder list. And I think Aryan also pointed out at the beginning of the show, Karan NC, right? So Sandeep Lamishane has become a international commodity. Everybody knows about him. But Karan NC, I think he had a very, very, very impressive ICC qualifier series. He is a really good prospect, fantastic fast bowler, bowling with the new ball. He'll be very interesting to see how he goes against the two top class batting lineups that he will have to bowl against. So two players that I would want to look at it from, one all rounder, one bowler, which I'm really looking forward to see. And of course, Preetham, you also brought up very important point: the Sheikh brothers, the wicketkeeper batsman Asif Sheikh and his brother
Correct.
Arif Sheikh. They have been predominant run scorers. So let's see what kind of performances they put up against two pedigree international bowling attacks.
Yeah, and India, Pakistan obviously won't be easy. People are obviously you would not de-rank Nepal side, but the probabilities are that India and Pakistan will go through. But that is a talk for another day because this is cricket. Anything can happen. Mervin, how do you see their batters going up against the likes of Shaheen Shah Afridi? Do they have the pedigree to face this kind of bowling? I know they haven't faced it a lot, but can they, bat out their 50 overs? That would be my question because um, normally we see India and Pakistan wrapping up these teams that haven't played that much international cricket. Did you see that pedigree in Nepal in the qualifiers so that they can bat it out if they bat first? And can they give a decent fight if they are asked to, track down a score?
So that's a very big ask for them, and that will be one very big task that they have to aim for themselves. So if I was part of the Nepali management today and I knew that I have to play only 2 games, the only one thing that I would tell my batters, either I'm batting first or I'm batting second, I have to bat 50 overs. And I feel that's going to be a challenge with the quality of both Indian and Pakistani bowling lineups, especially being on the heavier side, on seam side. It'll be difficult for them to bat out the entire 50 overs. If they do, that's a one very big tick in the box for them, because they have got batters who've done it in the qualifiers and some of the games in 2023. They have batted 50 overs quite a number of times, but those were all associate teams. Papua New Guinea, UAE, some games against Netherlands, some against Ireland, 1 or 2 games against Zimbabwe and West Indies where they struggled. But majority of the games they ended up batting 50 overs. Against the Indian and Pakistani bowling lineup, it will be a totally different ball game for them. If they manage to stick around 50 overs, it'll be a huge achievement. Again, I would like to compare again with Hong Kong. Why? Because in the Hong Kong batting lineup 5 years back, there were only 3 batters who were performing, the top three. Once you got rid of the top three, it was like a cycle stand. Everybody used to fall off. Here, it's not that case. I mean, you have a very good all-rounder strength. You've got good 4 or 5 batters who've contributed. If you look at their run scoring pattern, the run scoring top run scorers in the last 12 months, you have an equal spread for the top 6 batsmen. It's not dominated by 2 or 3. So that's one strength. Hopefully, that if that strength comes onto the table and against the likes of Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, Bumrah, Shami, if they can bat out 50 overs, I think that will be one very big tick for them for Nepali cricket.
Fantastic point you added out here. But I just want to ask you one thing. Looking into the bowlers and the all-rounders section, you were saying, Aryan, if you can go back to the previous one, um, I can see that Karan Casey is a fast bowler, and apart from him, Sandeep Lamichhane, Gulshan Jha, and I'll guess Lalit Rajvanshi. All of them are spinners, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, so they have a very spin heavy sort of a unit,
So
not too
do they
many
have
fast
any?
bowlers,
Do they have any
which will aid
left-arm
the Sri
spinners?
Lankan
I'm sorry to
conditions.
interrupt.
Sorry. No, left arm seamers, I'm not very sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, they have a very spin heavy bowling lineup, that's for sure. And hopefully, the Sri Lankan conditions, because 9 out of 13 games will be Sri Lanka. Both their games are scheduled to be played, in spin friendly conditions. So hopefully, they should get some sort of assistance and help from the conditions. So yeah, the first game is in Multan. I think that could be a belter, 300 plus sort of a wicket. So I don't think things might help there. But the game against India at Palakeli, definitely the spinners will come into the fore. So let's see how things go.
Yeah, correct. And like you said in Multan, small ground, 300 of a surface. But I think that Aryan pointed out a very good point is that if Nepal can bat through the 50 overs game, and if if they can't, then they will struggle into us because Multan comparatively to Palakeli is a small ground, and that's where they will struggle. But when you come to Palakeli, you have seen the Asian Games, sorry, the qualifiers. Then you have the Asia Cup, the Emerging Asia Cup that's been played as well in Colombo and Palakeli. It's a very big ground. You have to clear the boundaries, and that's where the spinners will have the license to fly the deliveries, and that's where I like your point is that they will enjoy playing in Paligali, Colombo if they go through the Super Fours. Going through Super Fours, how they perform, I'll take it back to Aryan, and I hope he has any questions for these fixtures for Nepal.
No, we just had a few questions from the players. Northern District is saying that Dipendra Irie has been doing very well these days and one of the best all-rounders. So, Mervin, any comments on Dipendra Irie? What is he? What does he bowl? What kind of all-rounder is he?
So not too much understanding of Dipendra Iyer for now, to be honest. But I think, as I said, they have got quite a lot of all-round in their shelf, in their cabinet. And I really look forward for Kushal Malla, because I saw that he's been doing quite well. He's been very flexible with multiple batting positions. So Dipendra Iyer is also another player to watch out for, and being played in conditions which suit them, and having a lot of cricket under their belt, I think that will definitely go well. Other thing with Dipendra Irie, which I observed, is that he also played in the Canadian League, the Global T20 League. So he's got some good recent exposure as well. And he played for Montreal Tigers there. So he has got a bit of background playing these other franchise league, which although T20 format, but that will also kind of assist them when they take on the big boys, basically.
Yeah, agreed. And I think right now we can just look at the first two games. Super 4 can be possible, not saying it's impossible, but yeah, these were the fixtures for now. And Preetham, you can take this slide. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one Mervin where we had our looking into the forms, the winners and the runners up. You can see there's everyone or the other has played a final or a semi-final or a runners-up, apart from Afghanistan and Nepal. But we'll come to our percentages. We have rated our percentages out here. You can see the left-hand side of the column 80, 40, 80. These are all our predicted percentages of the teams that will go to the finals or will have a smoother route to the finals. But we're coming into the right-hand side of the column first. That's the form. And Nepal has played the last three games in the qualifiers, and the very last game they played is against the West Indies, where if you can remember, it was a high-scoring game which they couldn't chase down. But they are performing well in the ODIs. They in the last couple of years, like you said off air in the backstage, that Nepal is a team that has been performing well in the last couple of years. Can you give us some hint of what Nepal can bring? Can they overturn this form? Can they get at least one win out of the two games they are playing against India and Pakistan? Can they get one win, or do you expect a fight, or do you see a one-way traffic in both the games?
So I expect a fight. I definitely expect a fight in terms of how the things will flow. For me, the game changing moments in both the games which Nepal would play, both against India and Pakistan, will be how the rest of the bowling lineup supports Sandeep Lamashani and Karan NC. We've got a host of all rounders, lot of spin options on the table, like we discussed. But I would feel that Sandeep and Karan would be kind of would do a pretty decent job, and if they do damage, the rest of the guys should kind of support him. If that support is lost, I think both Indian and Pakistani batting lineup are good enough to take advantage of the rest of the lot. I think that will be the game changing moment with the ball. With the bat, I see that both conditions would be very decent for batting in the ODI format. Even Palikale being let's say a little bit spin friendly pitch, but because it will be the first game that they will play there, it will still be a fresh pitch. It will be still be a 280 sort of a high scoring venue. So I foresee that Nepali batting would do well in both games. That's why batting 50 overs would be key for them. But bowling wise, I think the only place where they will have to pull up their socks is the rest of the party minus Sandeep and minus Karan NC. I think that's the place where they can really push these two oppositions and probably hope for an upset.
Yeah, I think Nepal upset. Well, this is the comment that people are saying Netherlands did it, but Netherlands is a far more superior, I guess, ranked team. If I have to answer that, they played a lot of cricket, and Priyanka here says that Sandeep is the main key, and yes, as Mervin alluded that the attack will revolve around KC and Sandeep Lamichane. This is 11 Mervin. If you can put light on it, do you see this 11 carrying on versus Pakistan on Wednesday, or any changes for you?
No, I think this is a very solid lineup. As I mentioned, Sheikh brothers, you have Arif and Asif in that top five, which is exactly how things have gone, and they've kind of supported them. One floater that I talked about again and again, number six Kushal Malla, which you have put it, that's a floating position which they have used in the past. So let's see how things go and how he pans out. And yeah, bowling also looks quite solid with Lamishan and Karan NC. But yes, the support cast supporting Sandeep and Karan NC, I think that will be key for me. And let's see how this top six, top seven perform against that quality bowling lineup. And the you addressed the question very well. Netherlands have been playing cricket for over more than a decade now, and they've got a decent chunk of games that they play every year. They've got also exposure in county cricket. Nepal doesn't have those luxuries.
Yeah.
Nepal has started to get decent sized games only last year. I mean, three, four. Imagine a national team playing 3 and 4 games every year since from 2018 till 2021. Only since 2022 they've started to get more exposure, and I see them getting better and better. I see most of these guys featuring in franchise T20 leagues. Already, some of them are featuring in more than one T20 leagues, but I see most of them featuring in T20 leagues in the future, and hopefully they should have a decent tournament to have one other entry in Asia Cup next year and not to disappear, as we said.
Right, and I completely agree. And one more question, like one more thing I want to look into, like you mentioned before, the captain, Podal bats at number four. So, in among these 11, or probably in the top seven, who do you prefer at number three? Is it Bhim Sharki, or is it Arif Sheikh going at number three? Who is the person that bats at number three in the one of the most crucial position?
So I would say it should be between Sharki and Arif. It can be floater, and as I said, Kushal Malla also has played quite a number of innings at number three. He was tried. I think he was tried in situations when they was chasing smaller targets. Here, the situation would be different. Be it batting first or be it batting second, they will be up against a quality bowling lineups, both quality bowling lineups. So I don't think that they will tinker around having a floater too much. To be honest, I think this looks more or less a settled thing. Podell will definitely bat at four because most of the runs and the success that he's got this year has been in four. So I believe they would stick to that. So it would be between Sharky and Sheikh, one of the Sheikh brothers, coming in at number three.
Yeah, and
Right.
I think this is the settled 11. And if you have any questions for Mervin or any of us, do let us know in the comment section. And
Yep.
we
As
discussed pretty heavily on Nepal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
we
Preetham.
have two questions I see, Aryan, which we could have elaborated here. Northern Districts first has asked that Nepal will do well. I see so. Their bowling attack is strong. Sompal Kami, Karan Casey, and Sandeep Lamichan, obviously. What's your take on Sompal Kami? A medium pacer, right arm medium pacer, along with Karan Casey. What's your take on them? Then we'll come to the question of Priyanka that has.
So I see the value that Sompal could add is probably towards the second half of the innings, because I've seen him using a lot of these variation and cutters and stuff like that. So he's not much of a, I would say, new ball bowler. I think Karan NC definitely suits in that new ball, swinging the new ball, and having a very good classical. I mean, most of his wickets, if you see the highlights, have come through swinging deliveries and sort of a Bhuvneshwar Kumar model in terms of using the new ball. But when it comes to Sompal, it would be more from cutters and lot of other things which he will try and use variations towards the second half of the innings, probably 30 overs plus in an ODI format. He would kind of. I see that's the role that probably Nepal might use him, but let's see, depending upon how conditions suit.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lalit Rajvanshi, another spinner. Priyam is asking his inclusion can be the game changer. What do you think?
So I think the more number of mystery that you keep in the bowling lineup, the better for Nepal. I think Sandeep is definitely one mystery bowler causing uncertainty to the batters, and they most teams would try to play him out cautiously. And same I would feel for Karan Casey with the new ball as well. He can be someone probably the teams would try to exploit him towards his second, third spell when he's bowling towards the end, and play him quietly in his first spell. But yeah, Lalit is also another middle overs bowler who could cause a bit of confusion early on. The quicker these quality batsmen sort out and adjust, the better it will be for the batters to follow. So there will be a bit of uncertainty, but because it's a 50 over format, even the experience of these two batting lineups, they would be able to, I would say, adjust to this uncertainty. Even though it's a 50 over small spell, it's a little more luxury than a 20 over format that they would get, because in 20 over format he will come bowl two quick overs and go, and nobody would have a chance to even understand what he's done. But in a 50 over format, they might because of an extended spell, he can be exploited if not used wisely from a mystery perspective.
Fantastic, fantastic to have one more player, and thank you, Priyam, for this question. Final question before we conclude this session. We do it every single team analysis for both of us. It's for Aryan as well as Mervin. We have a question that is your pick: one batsman, one bowler from Nepal that you think will do wonders in this Asia Cup. It has to be one player who will make the most of the runs, according to you, and one standout bowler as well. First to Aryan, then to
So
Mervin.
standout bowlers.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead,
sorry.
Mervin.
So,
Go ahead.
okay.
Sorry.
So standout bowler definitely. I'm really interested to see how Karan shapes up. Karan NC with the Sri Lankan conditions, not conditions that may be suiting to his style, but I would love to see how he shapes up, because having typecasted Sri Lankan conditions useful for spin. We've also seen the Pakistani pace battery doing quite well against Afghanistan in the last few days, right? So they've
Yeah.
also done a decent job. So I'm really looking forward to see how he shapes up and how he uses this opportunity to bowl to these quality batting lineups, and makes a name for himself. And from a batting perspective, again, Asif Sheikh has been the lead run scorer, has been the man in form along with the captain at number four. So I'm looking forward to see how Asif Sheikh faces up exactly what Aryan said at the start of the call. Faces up to Shahin Shah and Haris Rauf and Bumrah and Shami, and see how where it takes him into the career. So looking forward to see some of these names in the Asia Cup.
And Aryan, yours?
Yeah, and for me it will be Sandeep Lamachane. Having seen him live in the IPL, looked really good on that day, and has the nip, has the variety to bowl an economical spell which you need against India and Pakistan. So for Sandeep Lamachane, and I'll have my eyes on the captain. How he comes under pressure. Uh, Podel, and these will be my two picks.
Okay, I'll go with somebody I got to know in this live session. That is, if I'm not wrong, I'm pronouncing his name right. Kushal Malla, right? You said the left arm
That's right.
spinner as well as the left arm.
Left arm
Okay,
spinner and left
I'll
hand batter.
correct. So I'll see him as a Jadeja in the Nepal team. So I'll go with him being the my highest wicket taker, and I'll go with Arif Sheikh, the other brother. I'll go with him as my run scorer. So that's it. We have given our opinions in the comment section. Is always open in for all your opinions as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in this live session. I think this was a short and crisp one because we'll be honest, we don't have much of an idea about this Nepal side, but it was wonderful having Mervin with us. He gave us a lot of information, a lot of learnings. Thank you, each and everyone who was joining us. We will again watch our video later on as well. Don't forget to subscribe the direct hit, the fifth umpire, and also to add into in this one is Mervin's quick quiz as well. Don't forget to add three of our YouTube channels for more cricket updates. Till then, thank you so much, Mervin, for joining us, and thank you, Aryan. Let's then. We're going to have last team, that's Sri Lanka, day after tomorrow in the live session, a team analysis. We will definitely keep you updated in our YouTube channels. Till then, thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you.